science and international relations professor from San Diego, California, Andy Terrell, whose one-day cash winnings total $15,399. And now, here is the host of Jeopardy, Ken Jennings.
Thank you, Johnny Gilbert. Welcome, all of you, to Jeopardy! Nancy Zerg, Emma Betcher, Jonathan Fisher, Roan Talsma, and Danielle Maurer. These are the names of the giant killers of Jeopardy! And today, after his defeat of a 21-game super champion, Chris Pannulo, we can add a sixth name to that list, Andy Terrell. It was a nip-and-tuck battle for victory yesterday with 9 lead changes in the game. But in the end, Andy came up with the only correct response in Final Jeopardy, and he now finds himself standing in the champion's podium position. Tammy and Ron, you saw it yesterday. Truly anything can happen here on the Alex Trebek stage. Here we go, into the game. Your categories are A Decade to Remember, then College Football Bowl Biz, we have some state stuff, You is the Only Vowel, though it may appear more than once, TV Sidekicks, and finally,
I'm Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z of Good Morning America, and after I saw the movie Twister as a kid, I went to school to chase tornadoes. I've been a storm chaser ever since, and I'm going to bring you clues about my life in meteorology.
Andy, as our new champion, you select first.
State stuff for 800, please.
A state sport of Colorado involves racing these small donkeys. Tammy?
What are burrows?
Right.
U is the only vowel, 800.
Up to this means in good shape, not ready for some tobacco. Andy?
What is stuff?
That's correct.
State stuff for 600, please.
The state mammal of Nebraska is the white-tailed this. Ron?
What is a deer?
Right.
State stuff for 4.
Also the name of a famous boat, it's fitting that this is the state flower of Massachusetts. Andy?
What is the Mayflower?
Yes.
State stuff for 1,000.
Laissez les bon temps rouler with this treat, Louisiana's state donut. Andy?
What is the beignet?
Correct for 1,000.
Use the only vowel for 600, please.
4-letter word for the heart of the matter, the central critical point. Ron?
What is crux?
Good.
U for 1,000.
It describes a hero who receives no praise, in music or otherwise. Tammy?
What is unsung?
An unsung hero, right.
TV Sidekicks, 1,000.
Kenan Thompson's recent sitcom co-starred this Saturday Night Live castmate. Tammy?
It was Chris Redd.
Yes.
TV Sidekicks, 800.
Now a best-selling author with I'm Glad My Mom Died, Jeanette McCurdy was sidekick Sam to Miranda Cosgrove on this show. Ron?
What is Sex and the City?
No. Tammy?
What is iCarly?
Yes.
TV Sidekicks, 6.
Ron Stoppable is the trusted sidekick of this animated high school crime fighter. Ron Stoppable and Kim Possible. Tammy, back to you.
A Decade to Remember, 800.
The Pinta sights land, Savonarola falls, and Machiavelli begins to rise in Florence. Tammy?
What are the 1490s?
That's right.
Meteorology, 800.
Here's Ginger.
In 2020, I visited this natural wonder on the Zambezi River to see firsthand how it had recovered from drought that had reduced its spectacular flow to a mere trickle.
Andy?
What is Victoria Falls?
You're correct.
Decade to remember for 600, please.
The Constitution is written. John Jameson uses a new process to make Irish whiskey. Andy?
What are the 1780s?
That's right.
Decade for 400, please.
Westerners learn where Tiananmen Square is. Live Aid rocks. Ron?
What are the 1980s?
That's right.
Decade for 1,000, please.
The AFL and CIO merge. John Foster Dulles is Secretary of State. Andy?
What are the 1950s?
The 50s, yes. Andy, you retake the lead, and you've brought us to our first commercial break. We'll be back in a moment to speak with the players. Stay with us. Now, we understand here on Jeopardy that the cast of TV's Parks and Rec are fans of this show, so they should be very happy today to see an Andy, a Tammy, and a Ron. Ron Chung Young is an economics professor from Lakewood, Ohio, who once took advantage of a sabbatical to do what with your family?
Actually, it was just this last spring, and we took a family of 4 in one SUV across 21 states and 2 Canadian provinces around while I was doing my sabbatical.
What do the kids of today think of the old-timey road trip of yesteryear?
I think they really enjoyed the part where we stayed in a covered wagon.
Ah, that's the secret of parenting.
Yep.
More covered wagons.
More covered wagons.
Tammy Groner from Hamilton, New Jersey, is now a legal assistant, but you trained in criminology.
I did. So when I was in middle school and high school, I was a huge fan of the X-Files, and I wanted to be an FBI agent like Dana Scully, so I studied criminology in college.
What's the most Scully-like thing you do in your job now? Any aliens or Sasquatch?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, if you ever need to defend an alien or a Sasquatch,
Right, there we go.
we know who the right person is. Andy Terrell, a political science and international relations professor from San Diego, had a 2-year-old at home during the pandemic and needed something to keep them busy. What did you guys start doing?
We started raising caterpillars and right up through their transformation to butterflies. And he absolutely loved watching them form the chrysalis and then break out and fly away.
That's fantastic. So you've got the monarch butterflies, and I understand beekeeping is next?
Well, that's what I told him. I said, hey, if I go in the show and do well, we'll use some of that to get all the supplies and do some beekeeping together. I don't think he fully understands exactly what that will entail, but we'll find out, I guess. I made a promise.
It's true. Butterflies don't sting. Well, you have control of the board now. Let's see if we can win you some more beehive money. Select again.
Meteorology for 600, please.
Here's Ginger Z.
Severe weather events can be predicted earlier and more accurately thanks to radar using the frequency shifting effect named for this man.
Tammy.
Who is Doppler?
That's him.
Football for 1,000.
The 2021 Trans Perfect Music City Bowl was held in this city, y'all. Tammy.
What is Nashville?
Correct.
Meteorology 1,000.
Ironically, propeller planes were the first to encounter this atmospheric region of high-speed wind that affects weather across the globe.
Ron.
What is the jet stream?
Good for 1,000.
State stuff for 2.
California's state fabric is this jeans material that became a hit in the gold rush. Tammy.
What is denim?
Good.
Football 800.
In 2022, Bad Boy Mowers kicked off its sponsorship of the Pinstripe Bowl in this stadium that's a bit better known for baseball. Tammy.
What is Yankee Stadium?
That's right.
Football 600.
The 2021 famous Idaho Potato Bowl got served up in this state capital. Tammy.
What is Boise?
Of course.
TV sidekicks 400.
Computer whiz Chloe O'Brien was introduced on season 3 or day 3 of this drama. Tammy.
What is 24?
Yes.
U is the only vowel 400.
In business, it's the opposite of a deficit. Andy.
What is a surplus?
You're right.
College football for 400, please.
Baylor ended up in better hands than Ole Miss in the 88th Sugar Bowl, underwritten by this insurance company. Ron.
What is Prudential?
No. Tammy.
What is Allstate?
That's correct.
Meteorology 400.
The answer there is the Daily Double, and it's a video clue presented by Ginger. You have the lead, Tammy.
I'll wager 3,400.
Here is your clue from Ginger Z.
In early 2020, I was in Australia to cover its unprecedented wildfires and learned how the hottest and driest year on record had parched giant stretches of these native trees filled with extremely flammable oil.
What are eucalyptus trees?
You're correct.
TV sidekicks 200.
This sidekick to Stewie on Family Guy has revealed he was once the sidekick of McGruff the crime dog. Tammy.
Who's Brian?
Yes.
U for 200.
In the first chapter of A Christmas Carol, this word is used 8 times. In the last chapter, not at all. Andy.
What is humbug?
Yes, he's not saying humbug anymore.
Decade to remember for 200.
The Battle of Fort Sumter kicks things off. The Pony Express rides, but never becomes Ponex. Andy.
What is the 1860s?
You got it.
Meteorology for 2.
Last clue from Ginger.
The first big storm that I covered was this hurricane that slammed into the Gulf Coast in 2005 with major impacts in New Orleans, coastal Mississippi, and Alabama.
Tammy.
What is Katrina?
That's right. And we'll go to college football for the final clue. What's in your wallet? Oh, it's a ticket to the Orange Bowl, sponsored by this bank. Andy.
What is Capital One?
Yes. That takes you to 5,600, but you're in second place because of Tammy's great round. Ron, you'll select first in Double Jeopardy. We'll come back in just a moment. Stay tuned. Tammy's off to a great start, but there's a whole new mix